I'm going to do a video today talking a little bit about why we raise grass-fed beef. And this, I'm just going to kind of do talking about this briefly, just generally. And then later on, I'll do future videos, maybe talking a little bit more and showing you some of our practices, like our grazing practice and our genetic selection and what's different about our cattle and just a lot that goes into raising our beef. I'll talk about those specific things in future videos more so. But yeah, I just want to talk in general about why we raise grass fed beef and maybe a little bit about why that's different than corn fed beef or just regular beef that you'll get at the store or at restaurants or whatever else. Um, and yeah, I guess to begin, I think it's important, at least this is the way I view it personally. Um, I think it's important that being a food producer, that we're producing food that's good for people, that doesn't compromise their health or harm their health in any way. You just look at America today in general, and with the incredible rise in the last 50 years or so of cancers and autoimmune disease and obesity, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse. And yeah, I know there's a lot of factors that go into that, but a huge part of that goes into our diet. So I think it's important to, as a food producer, as a beef producer, to be raising something that's, not harmful and is nourishing and good for you. Um, so that's kind of why we raise grass-fed beef. And then, yeah, what's different about grass-fed beef versus corn-fed beef? And again, I'm just talking about these things in general. I'm not going to get into super detail into all of this. Maybe I will later on in future videos. But yeah, corn fed beef, it's raised in these CAFO, confinement animal feeding operations, and they're fed antibiotics, hormones, which help keep the animals alive because, quite frankly, they're in a very unhealthy environment. And cows were not created by God to consume high amounts of grain like that. And, to be in these systems that we have them in these CAFO operations, because the goal there is, because yeah, most of the farms around us are raising cattle in that way, in these giant feedlots, and the goal there is to put as much weight as fast as you can on these cattle and get them to market as fast as you can. And in contrast to the way we're doing it with moving our cattle every day, even several times a day, and constantly having these cows on fresh green grass. And this is more in line with the way cows are made to live. They're ruminant animals. They consume grass. They're not a chicken. A chicken has a gizzard, which helps them digest and grind up that grain. And so, yeah, chickens are created to consume grain, but cattle aren't, especially not at the extremely high amounts that are given to cattle today. So this leads to having cattle with really imbalanced nutrition and meat, and not only imbalanced nutrition, but also with harmful chemical residues and antibiotics and hormones and coming from the grain they consume or the antibiotics and hormones that they give these cattle in these feedlots. It's just not clean food. It's not something that's good for you, and it's really just not good for you. Whereas with grass fed beef, everything we do and we put into our cattle and do in our operation and in our system is has that in mind of making the beef as healthy as we possibly can and having them on the most balanced, nutritious diet that they can. And yeah, again, there's a lot that goes into that. So yeah, it's really very, very different than most beef. And yeah, our goal is to raise something that's good for you, something that you know that your food can be your medicine. So, yeah, something that's nourishing your health, instead of compromising it. Um, So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. Why we do what we do, and again, I'll do maybe in the future a little bit more long form videos talking about this stuff in more detail. But I just want to do a quick video today while it was on my mind to just talk about this briefly. If you'd like to learn more about our operation and what we do, you can go to our website. If you're within 2.5 hours of Norfolk, Nebraska, if you want to order our beef and give it a try, you can order it there also. That's tendergfarms.com, and I'll leave that in the description below. And then also, if you're outside of that delivery range, you can get our beef also. We partnered with a online farmers market. They host several farms, a bunch of farms on their platform, but we're one of the farms on their platform, and you can order our products directly there. And I pack it up in a box, and it goes out to FedEx, and you can receive it directly at your door. And yeah, that's if you're outside of our delivery range, and I'll also leave a link to that in the description below. That's with FarmShare, farmshare.co, farmshare.co. And yeah, so you can get our beef wherever you're at. And yeah, we really do put a lot in what we do. It's what we love. And if you'd like to learn more and yeah, learn more about what we do, please like and subscribe to the channel. And hope to see you in the next videos.